Welcome to Media Beat. I'm Carmen Scheidel, and today we're here with Ian Schafer, CEO of Deep Focus. Welcome, Ian.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. I thought we would start off today by talking about your career. Can you tell us the story of how you started Deep Focus?
Sure. I inherited it. No, that's not true. Before I started Deep Focus, I was running digital marketing at Miramax Films, and I was there for about 4 years. And prior to that, I was working at a very visionary startup interactive agency called iTraffic. In going from iTraffic, where I was working on Disney, to Miramax, I discovered a lot of things about the way that marketing and really consumers were evolving and starting to make decisions. And people were making decisions about what to consume in ways that were more impacted by each other than by what we were trying to tell them. Before any of that, I was spending the summers coding Unix at AT&T when I was in college. So one of my gigs while I was at AT&T was actually doing an implementation of one of the alpha versions of NetGravity, which became DoubleClick. So I was working on the first ad-serving platform on one of the first ad-supported websites, which was a health-related site owned by AT&T. And there I realized that there might be a business here. But being close to that technology allowed me to see not just the way that consumers were using it, but the way that developers were developing on it. And then social networking was starting to blow up. So all of this stuff was happening at that time, and I'm like, there has got to be a way to kind of wrap a marketing service model around this. As marketing services needed to scale, and as companies needed to find ways to work with more brands within the same verticals, things just got bigger and bigger and bigger, which meant services got more and more siloed. And if you really wanted to connect with the consumer, if you really wanted to, understand how to make these platforms play nice with one another and be able to live in a world where, as it was going, that devices were going to start, siphoning time off of television and other media, you needed to be able to understand, how to make things happen across disciplines, across those silos. So I wanted to create a model that actually busted the silo, and that's what Deep Focus became.
About how many employees do you have now?
So there's about, we're pushing 60 right 60? About now.
And are you hiring?
We are hiring.
What types of positions?
We're hiring strategists. We're hiring brilliant media planners and buyers. We're hiring creatives at every level. We are, and we're also looking at I just call them like communications planners or PR professionals. I mean, so every discipline we have open positions right now. The challenging part about finding people for us right now is that while we love specialists, what we really want are what the industry would call T-shaped people. People with kind of a broad understanding, a generalist perspective, but an expertise in a particular vertical. And we need to work in an environment where everyone is again collaborative. So I encourage people that are looking for something like that, looking for an opportunity to not so much raise their profile in the industry, but really forward a point of view that they believe to be true. We're looking for people that believe they have something important to say, and then we're going to give them a chance to back that up with action.
So do you have any advice for creatives who might want to follow your example and try to start their own agency?
It's very difficult to be a production shop, then become an idea shop, and then become a marketing shop. Not many make that transition. And if they do, it's generally personality-led. So it starts at the top. So unless you are willing to do that yourself or able to do that yourself, it's tough to turn the agency into something like that. This business, I'm finding and learning, is definitely personality-led. So if you're demure, if you don't like to network, if you don't like to tweet, things like that, then it's going to make it that much more difficult for you. But if you are a fan of all those things, you've got a leg up on your competition.
Thanks, Ian.
Anytime.
In the next segment, we're going to talk to Ian about his appearance at Socialize, Monetizing Social Media, upcoming on March 31st and April 1st in New York. Thanks very much. This is Media Beat on Mediabistro.com.